It's potato day.
Yes, get them out of my office.
This is all the potatoes we're going to plant.
And chicks and potatoes.
Do we have enough potatoes?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Not sure of anything. Yeah, we have enough. It'll be like one piece of potato per like foot to foot and a half. So I think that's right about right.
Okay. It's an absolutely gorgeous day today. It's going to be a high of around 80 or high 70s. Everything's starting to get green. Spring is well upon us. And we have a bunch of potatoes that are ready to go in the ground, long ready to go in the ground.
It's a good day for a tan and maybe a sunburn. We'll see how it goes.
For you.
I know.
It's going to get darker.
I'm in a wedding in a little less than a month, and I realized I was already starting to get my farmer's tan. So it's like, all right, we need to even up these arms here a little bit.
Gotta fix that. Yep. And I was losing my sandal tan.
Yeah, your sandal tan, you poor guy.
So I got to get that back going
right.
this year. Had a really solid sandal tan last year.
Yep, it's been rough so far.
So but it's warm enough today for shorts and t-shirts, and we're going to be planting potatoes today. And it's still pretty early, but what's odd about it is it doesn't look like over the next 10 days or so we're even close to a frost.
No.
Which April 25th is our average last frost. And it doesn't look like we're anywhere near a frost. So we may be out of it. We may get a May frost. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think the lowest night temperatures we see forecasted are in the 40s.
Right.
So still too cold for things like peppers to go out, but we may be pushing to get a couple things out earlier. But as far as potatoes go, 2 to 3 weeks before your last frost is a good time to get them out. You don't want to put them out too much earlier than that. So we're right at that time, but we are trending warmer than normal. So we're feeling the push to get this garden finished up and get the spring bed planted. So this is pretty much the end of the spring bed that needs to get planted out today. So we're going big this year. Last year, potatoes was the very first thing that we ever planted on this property after we moved in. And we kind of tried to do like a modified Ruth Stout method where you're planting them in like old hay and compost. And we had success. We did like a total of 60 feet row of potatoes. And we got good potatoes from it, but probably not as much as we were hoping for. So we're going big this year. We're doing 6 40-foot rows, 42-foot rows. And we're really hoping to get lots of potatoes and some good success from it. So, yeah.
Yep. The only thing we really added to this is mushroom compost at this point. We really haven't done anything else, but we put plenty of mushroom compost in there and kind of tilled it up in the rows and mixed it in. So that's pretty much it at this point. That's all we're going to do for now.
Yeah. So we did that a couple weeks back, and now we're just going to kind of pop in here and get some of these weeds that are starting to grow in from the walkway, and then we'll show you how we plant the potatoes.
Yep. Cool. Sounds good. All right, so look at these potato rows. We had a real fun day today. On this tiller over here, we added an attachment that I'd bought last year, which is a furrow attachment. And so we said, you know what, let's try to use it. Well, then it became the fiasco of the parts not quite fitting, us having to go get some bolts, running around town. But we got it on there. Not the way that it's really supposed to be. I don't even know if this is really designed for this one, this specific model. But we made it work. And so we got a little furrower on the back of our tiller here. And so what we did was we tried it on the walkway real quick. And I mean, it left a nice gash, so it does a good job of digging up. But the main thing we want to do is have our potatoes down here. So we did a furrow in the potato rows. So we're just going to plant into that and then cover them up all the way down on all 6 rows here. And so looks like the furrower attachment did its job. And we can use that later on when we want to hill these up to dig more dirt out from in between the rows here to hill them up a little bit more. But it looks pretty good underneath all of this. You can tell where we definitely put our mulch in, or our compost in, and the difference between the two. It's still pretty wet under there too though. So we're going to plant in here and cover them up. It's been pretty dry recently. There's still moisture in the soil, but it's not soaking wet. One thing you don't want to do with potatoes is plant them in really wet soil. So I think it's just about the right time. We might get a little rain in a couple of days, but not much. And so it's really a nice time to plant potatoes anyway, because it's fairly dry.
So we've got all our potatoes placed in the furrow now. What you want to try to do is get the cut side down, and these eyes, the growing points, whether they're just plain eyes or whether they've actually already started to grow, those facing up, because this is what's going to become all the foliage on your plant. So you just place that in the ground. What Danny's doing is just going down and looking at the ones that we tossed in and making sure they're facing the right way, and then we're going to cover them over. We're also going to run drip to all of these plants, but we're not going to water them until we see those first shoots come up, because potatoes can rot in the ground if there's too much moisture in the soil. So we're going to rely on the moisture that's already in the soil and just let those first shoots come up, and then we'll start giving them water. So, easy peasy. We're really hoping for some good production from this year. I'm excited about it. I think that this will really be good for us. So here we go. And the soil looks awesome too. It's hard to imagine that 18 months ago this spot right here was a hayfield, and now it's growing food for us. So I'm really happy about that.
potatoes are done. So as a review, in this first row are russet Norcota or something like that.
Plus a little bit of grocery store russet.
Oh, is there some grocery store russet in there too? Okay, cool.
Little extra.
And then there is red Norland. And then we have 2 rows of Yukon Gold. These 2. And then, what were these? Kennebec for these last 2 rows. Yep. So 6 rows of potatoes are in the ground.
That's exciting.
And I grew a landscape staple. Cool.
Yeah, so now this spring garden, this whole plot is all filled up except for this one row that we're going to do lettuces and leafy greens in.
Yeah, which we'll be making a video about that, which is going to require, we're going to talk about burning holes in the drip tape.
No, not the drip tape.
Sorry.
I don't want to burn holes in the drip tape.
Well, we're talking about how to not burn holes in drip tape.
How to burn holes in the weed fabric.
Instead, burn holes in the weed fabric. And so yeah, this row here, we still got to put drip tape over here, but check out these little radishes already popping up in rows. So soon we'll have potatoes picking up, and then we'll have to just hill them up once or twice. Give them some fertilizer. We're going to put some drip on them. A lot of people don't put drip on potatoes, but we're going to, because we experienced some pretty severe droughts last year. And
it rained like 3 times all summer, so
yeah, so we don't want anything in this garden to not have water available to it, and we want it to be as easy as possible for us. So still got to put the 2 lines here. Oh, somebody's coming down our driveway.
It's your birthday present.
Is it my birthday present? It's a new truck for me. Yep, that's the UPS guy. So we're gonna go in. The potatoes are done. Potatoes.